Anyway, I say we go into this collective reading. You know,
I think that's a great idea.
Right, pulling up the chat. There was a little bit of sound. Sorry about that, folks. And the Leo King, the red-nosed astrologer, is showing up.
Just to guide the way.
Well, I was about to say, like, on his sleigh, I was on my ski in the ocean and got first place, but it was not an easy first place.
No, you earned that first place.
No, I was talking to my brother on FaceTime that Saturday night. Like, I slept from 6:30 p.m., missed the DJ event I was supposed to do, 2 DJ events, and the official after party. Completely slept through everything. Woke up at like 12:30 at night. Talked to my brother at like 1 in the morning on FaceTime, and he was just like thinking, man, my brother, he's 37 years old and he's out there doing that shit. I was like, don't make me feel so old, bro. I'm going to be 38 in July. But you just told me that it made you want to go out there and jet ski.
Oh, I got big time jet ski envy from that race. I mean, I had it from your previous races, but that one, major jet ski envy.
Jet ski envy. Scorpio brings up envy. And I'm not using you as an example, but you just made me think of that too. Letting go of envy. Stop focusing on other people and what they have. Start focusing on what you have. Is going to be a big lesson on this one. Or what you don't have, right? Like if you focus too much on what you don't have, you're never going to really... it always comes from a weird place, especially if we start identifying on things that we don't have, like, I don't have this, or I don't have love, and I identify as I don't have love, or I identify as I don't have money, or I identify as I don't have talent or skill, or I identify as I haven't been laid ever, or I don't da-da-da-da-da. Guess what? That's what your identity becomes. So people got to really get rid of the stuff of what you don't have and what you are going to bring in so much. That's, of course, why I'm doing a manifesting school, and it's a lot deeper than just that simple shit. And I basically prove through the astrology why the law of attraction and the secret is a scam. So let's see what's going on with this collective for love for this week. What's going on here? We did get this Page of Pentacles here. Lots of us here in this collective overall. What is the best offer? Page of Pentacles I like, especially as we see always here in the Badass Tarot deck. I love this card. She's opening her arms up to the world. Yeah, she's even got her iPhone in her back pocket. She's embracing the world in a very youthful and exciting way of what's the best? What am I going to go wrap my life into? So this is a big question right now when it comes to love right now. We got a Page of Wands that came with that and a 3 of Pentacles reversed. I'm feeling like this is definitely really this youthful energy coming in, really exciting, where is this all going? Big questions. I think we got to follow the stuff that really feels exciting to us, but there is that weird thing of that 3 of Pentacles. How is this going to fit in my life? Or is this going to really work in my life? That either could be a fear, or that could be a block, or it actually could be a problem. We're going to find out about that right now. We got the Devil reversed here. So definitely feeling, especially when it comes to this communication this week and looking at the offers in our life or looking at what we're communicating with, definitely anything that feels like it's a trap, we're like, no, thank you, or feels like it's dark, or feels like it's addictive in a bad way and it's not delivering what we want. We're definitely not connecting with that. So it feels like we're connecting with energy that feels more in alignment. But what's up with this 3 of Pentacles? Is this a fear, or is this in reverse? Is this something? Oh, well, that came out. 6 of Cups reversed. I almost feel like this is fears of the past, like fears of, not feeling, fears of the past coming back of like what has never worked before. Is it going to happen again? So I feel like it is definitely a fear. Yeah, it's the moon, it's the past. So, and a lot of emotional stuff. I feel like, this is the emotional block. Well, how is this going to fit in my life? We're going to have to find, if you're excited for things and you want to grow things, it's about learning how you grow things and build things together. I mean, let's be real. When you get in relationships in life, it's what you do together. It's what you create together. It's what you make together. I don't think it's something where it's like, oh, well, let's try and figure this out like a jigsaw puzzle and how we put it together. It's like love and the things that we create and that we're excited for, we find a way to make happen. We did get an Ace of Swords here. I'm feeling overall there's a lot of positive energy here about this forward energy that feels like excitement. That is an exciting card, Ace of Swords. It's like, I am free of your bullshit. I'm into the new energy, especially after that Devil reversed card there. Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles. The offers definitely that feel exciting and wanting to, I think, connect things together. I don't know why I'm crossing this. Oh yeah, Seven of Cups. I feel like it's something that, you know, it feels dreamy, but it also feels like the ultimate prize that you want. It doesn't feel like, you know, where you're still kind of like, well, there's other things that I want. It's like, it feels like this week, the only things that are going to work are where it's the same damn exciting feeling that's wanted by both parties. If you're in a relationship and you're not feeling that with your partner, there's going to be some deep emotional shit to deal with. If you're dealing with that and you're dating somebody or it's somebody new and it's not really kind of working, if you're willing to go through that work, I'm going to see, should you go through that work? Emperor card. I mean, it could feel very one-sided. Now Jupiter's in Aries, you know, so, you know, if you want to try and convince somebody to get off their ego path of the way that they want things to be, I think that you're going to run into some issues there. Of course, you could try and power through. I don't think that this is going to be about powering through, though. Yeah, Six of Pentacles reversed. You're not going to, don't be giving up your energy that's unfair or doesn't feel in alignment with you, or feeling like you have to do everything and they're not doing anything reciprocal back right now. If you're feeling like you're having to do everything and nobody's showing up, or people say they're going to show up and they don't show up, like, this is just where, you know, okay, you just let it be. You know, I don't think that you need to go try so hard. But I got a feeling, what's up with this Emperor, though, with this? Because I'm feeling like, okay, Eight of Swords. The ego is our definitely issue here. I got a feeling like the fear of the love life right now is definitely this Three of Pentacles here. Because I'm seeing way too many, like, confirmations that there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of prizes that could be had, and finally the actual prize. But I feel like it's almost like the fear of like, well, I just don't see how this is working. People are going all over the place. Mercury's retrograde. We're in eclipse season. You got to be kind of easy on everything and try and understand people and be patient. It's Taurus time. You're looking for the best, right? Like, so I feel like we can trap ourselves by trying to be like, oh, well, this is all I need it to be, and it needs to look this one way, and but you haven't even given it a chance, or you're not even opening yourself up. Then you're just sitting there, maybe hiding this kind of dark, shadowy part of yourself here, when really you could have this ultimate happiness, but it's not reversed. So I feel like if you're really trying to power through ego-wise right now, it's not going to do well for you at all. What's going on is our spiritual advice through this week. Knight of Cups, definitely moving forward emotionally and not being afraid to do it. I love this card because it always says, I'm back, bitches, ready to open the door emotionally. So move forward emotionally with your life. Don't be scared, and don't be looking at how the jigsaw puzzle works. Don't let little things about life and trying to, you know, have the handbook of how to live your love life. You know, that's not going to get you through. It's your emotions and the juiciness of life. Well, Six of Swords reversed here, so you know, I don't think that this maybe means like that just because you move forward emotionally, that it's like, I have to go to some crazy new place. I almost feel like we are at the natural place of who we are. And we're trying to find energy right now that's naturally in the same place. It's not like we have to go on some great journey to find some big thing that's out there. It's like, it's more of just whether or not you're ready to finally start to open up emotionally to what you can see. And that you're not, you know, Six of Swords to me is kind of like a end all be all. Like, it's after the Five of Swords where everybody walks away from the Five of Swords and it's like, okay, get me out of here. I don't want to be, nobody wants me around here. So it's like, it's much more like, hey, you don't need to like think some crazy miracle of going in this other direction is going to change your life. I think it's just more of the internal changes of like, you know what, let me just do the emotional work and let me not be afraid emotionally to step into happiness and to step into love. I really like that. And we got a Page of Cups in reverse. Interesting that the other two pages, you know, were upright, but this page of reverse, you know, this is not about just keeping things light and fluffy, I think. It's just saying, you know what, move forward only emotionally to stuff where it's like a lot more enriching and a lot more deeper, where it's not just texting like, hey, yeah, like, hey, baby, what's up? It's so basic. And I know it's fun and I know it's a positive card, but I feel like we're looking for something much more deeper. Yeah, that's the pattern that just keeps happening is we just can't just keep it light. We got to go deeper. And who wants to go deeper? I don't think that we need to come, though, very, you know, Emperor card, like, I need to know, are we going to get married tomorrow? It's like, what? We haven't talked in like 3 weeks. Like, you know what I mean? I just feel like if you're coming across too heavy, that won't be good. Page of Cups reverse is just saying like, keep it light and fluffy, but like get deep with it too. Like if you're going to say, hey baby, maybe say it in a better, deeper tone after that. Just don't keep it so simple. What is this pattern? I want to get deeper on it. Oh, 3 of Wands. Yeah. Maybe keeping our doors always too open. You know, I feel like this is definitely a time for us to open up 2 doors, but at least with that Page of Pentacles there, the Page of Pentacles, like I said, she knows what she wants. Every Page of Pentacles knows this is the offer of what could be manifested here. This is definitely a week about manifesting. And I think it's still a good card, but I think that the just keeping it all too open, keeping the doors too open, we have to at least start to define things here and see what things that we're going to manifest and we're going to create. What's the outcome that's going to happen this week? Well, that's good. 3 of Swords reversed. I think that, you know, we could be avoiding heartbreak, or at least, you know, there's nothing to be afraid about with heartbreak. Or we could be, I'm going to see, is this us also being ignorant and just acting like it's not bad? Empress. No, it feels like, you know what, we know our value, worth, and we know what we can create. We know what's out there that is the ultimate for us. So I feel like, you know what, the only way to avoid heartbreak is don't be fucking settling with stuff that's not beautiful enough, not energetic enough, good enough for you, and not on the same vibe as you, especially with what wants to be created. If anybody doesn't want to create and make things happen or have the same value systems as you, don't be wasting your time. But the outcome is definitely, I'm definitely seeing a really good energy about realizing, you know what, like, why even be afraid of heartbreak if I could have heart with something that is so beautiful and so magnificent to create with in my life? 4 of Cups. Well, that's kind of interesting because, again, there's a lot of hesitation that comes. It's like the push and pull of like, okay, I'm ready emotionally. No, I'm not. The outcome's definitely going to feel like, is this coming from other people or, oh, Death card reversed. I feel like, yeah, this is going to be the outcome where it's like, there's this, it's like that. It kind of reminds me of The Notebook a little bit when she's so hesitant. Like, should I go with this person or that person? Should I do this? Should I do that? She knows what to do the whole time, and she's just sitting there looking at it like, I don't know. And so afraid to just say fuck it and just do what she's supposed to do. And then she makes the right call. But Wheel of Fortune reversed. Yeah, there's the controlling element is going to be our number one issue we're going to see as the outcome this week. So it's like, we're going to get right there to the line, and then probably this whole eclipse is going to bring up the Notebook moment. You know, oh man, do we do this or not? You could be waiting on somebody, or you could be the one causing it, or it could be definitely both. What am I getting on that? Knight of Swords. One person's definitely going to feel like that they're ready to go, and the other person's, you know, I don't think you need to convince somebody, but I almost feel like it's kind of like, you know, that Knight of Swords is definitely an intense, could be arguments, could be, you know, but kind of that passionate one, right? Like, I fucking want you. Like, what the fuck are you doing? There might be a little wake-up call that needs to happen here from a party, whether it's on you or the other person. I just want to see one more there. Temperance reversed. Yeah. It almost feels like it's unnatural when it feels like it's too afraid. So everything, and because this is a lunar eclipse in Scorpio week, square Saturn, there's definitely a lot of this hesitation around our emotions and the transformation that needs to happen. But I think that this is definitely a moment where it's so fake when we sit in a world where we just sit there and we don't do anything, and we stay in the same pattern of not actually creating and actually not moving forward and not letting our emotions move forward. So that's going to be interesting to see here from the sacral chakra oracle deck. What do we get here? Well, we got boundaries here. I feel like, you know what, I'm getting that. It's like people have boundaries and some people don't. And especially in Scorpio here, this is the dissolving of the boundaries, not trying to prop up illusionary boundaries, you know. Of course, understanding them, but I almost feel like there's been so many boundaries in the world, it's time to leap over them, because look at on the other side of that is where all the flowers are at, right? So it's like, what boundaries are you holding yourself up with right now? Wow, look at that. I love it. We got this move. So it's definitely time to make those moves, those tiger moves. Look at the serpent up there too. It's definitely this much more primal energy and not this kind of fawn energy that's just kind of sitting there. Or you could be one or the other. Like you could be the fawn and the other person could be the tiger ready to move, and you're putting up the boundaries. I'm feeling like this push-pull. I know some people are going to be like, he's talking about twin flames and runner and chaser. I mean, if you're into that, then that's what this would be, this kind of energy this week. But I feel like there's a culmination. I'm going to pick one card here from the from Camelot and see what Camelot has to say. What does Camelot have to say about this just overall so we can get an understanding here? Well, Lancelot, it's definitely about the honor. It's definitely about the chivalry, the integrity, and the ultimate lover and the devotion. I got a feeling, you know what? You go for the greatest love you can, the greatest quest for love, and you will be successful. And even when you go for that, you'll be always met with resistance of those that are not brave enough to go through it. So this will be the great test for you this week, of seeing who's brave enough to go through the love story with you. The Astro dice for this week for this collective is, well, that one flew off. Well, we got Pisces there, and we've got the second house. Ooh. And we've got Mercury. Definitely this is us having to really see through the fog and understand the emotional, spiritual, intuitive element of like what's really the good shit here. And not deceive ourselves of, you know, I think this is us seeing through the deceptions of what we think is good and realizing maybe it's not. And then also seeing like, oh, there's the real value of things. It should feel spiritually like, oh, that's it. It's almost like pheromones this week, like the pheromones that are just like, yes. And when you feel and sense that the pheromones are not there, why even take your clothes off? Back to you.
All right, guys. Well, we got Mercury retrograde today. Jupiter is now in Aries. So this is definitely like a lot of little things in your environment that you need to kind of, I think it's about getting more internally focused on. Stop letting so many bigger things kind of control you and your environment. And it's definitely bringing up the truth and your truth. So it's like being able to be in your truth, have those conversations, and get particular about the things that really catch your interest, really stimulate you. All the other stuff that's outside, it's like, oh, well, is that really making a difference in my environment? I think that that's going to be where we're going to have to really focus on with this Mercury retrograde and hone in on the things that really, especially with Taurus season and the North Node there and getting ready for the solar eclipse in Scorpio. It's like there's big, intense truths coming out, but it's like your duty, if you will, because it's T-square Saturn in Aquarius, to kind of go the odd route for the best things in your life and to get particular and hone in on those things. You don't have to focus on the other stuff. There's going to be a lot of intense stuff showing up. Take what you get from that, take the lesson, and then you're going to have to boss up here and go your unconventional route. Especially with Uranus coming to 15 degrees, this is changing our physical landscape here. This is a big one, and it's semi-square Jupiter that just came into Aries. So there's a lot of force here on like a big chapter turning. There's a lot of, you know, energy here amplifying your identification of the things that you really do value and the interesting sort of different ways that you can make that value come to manifest. It's almost like everything you thought you knew, all the wisdom you thought you had from before, well, that's getting wiped out and it's like a new story. So get ready to have the truth show you that everything maybe you learned in the past or thought about the past and maybe about others, this is big dealing with other people. Maybe that wasn't real. Maybe that was false. And accepting that new truths have maybe shown up so that you can have a better quality moving forward. I do like that Jupiter and Venus are in Aries, especially Venus because it's at detriment, but it's sharing reception with Mars in Pisces, and so is Jupiter. So these two benefics in Aries are trying to have you definitely see the things in life that you really want to identify with, that make you feel the best in life, that can really change and expand your journey here. And use that Mars that's approaching Neptune, that's getting ready to sextile the North Node, trine the South Node, and this eclipse, to identify with where your soul's really trying to grow. And it's like there's fertile soil out there. Are you ready to go that way, or are you going to go back into the old stuff where the truth has exposed itself and it all came up and there's no more life there. It's dead. You're going to see where life is dying. And you got to go towards where life is growing. And that's where you got to get particular and grow the story from there. So it's a big week, collective. I think you'll do just fine, though, if you are growing your life right now and getting ready to accept that story of growth and expanding that.
Very well put. Yeah, and I feel like with that Jupiter semi-square Uranus, with Mercury retrograde in Gemini, Jupiter and Venus in Aries, you have to rewrite everything, and this Mercury retrograde is going to rethink everything that you thought, and the beliefs are going back to what we really are instead of these kind of lost beliefs or program beliefs. people are going to really get to their true sense of understanding themselves. They're coming out of the fog of Jupiter-Neptune conjunct, which we haven't had since 1856. So it's like, this is definitely a moment for you to really be honest with yourself on every level right now. And don't have stigmas and especially projections attached to energies of people and everything. And clear all that out and start from the beginning. It's almost like sometimes we've got Rolodexes. It's like, instead of having all those X's on everything, it's like you kind of have to kind of come to like where you're at in your life and re-examine who you are and what you really want. Did you get programmed? Did you get lost in things? Were you holding on to grudges? You got to let all that past shit go and go into this moment and see what's going to randomly show up. That Uranus energy is all around with the solar eclipses on Uranus. So if you think, oh, that was just for that week, no, this could be 6 months of crazy, unpredictable shit.
I like what you said what you channeled in the tarot about the primal too. It's very primal right now.
Big time.